Your mind doesn't simply observe reality. It is very selective about what and how it observes it, because your mind is a big filter, right? It's like you're wearing glasses, and let's say those glasses are dark. You're going to perceive reality in a dark way. Yeah? If the glasses are pink or yellow or green, you're going to perceive it in that color. Because there's something called the confirmation bias, right? And that confirmation bias simply says that we all have a tendency to look for evidence in our outside world to confirm the belief system that we already have. So your mind is always looking at life in a certain way that validate what you already believe about it, or about yourself, or about this situation, or about that event, or about those people. So you can see why you perceive life not as it is, but as you are. And so we are all living a feedback loop, right? We think we perceive reality the way it is, but we're perceiving reality the way we are. And this is why I often say in this channel that perception equals creation. If you don't change your perception, if you don't change your core belief about your reality, about yourself, about the world, how can you start living or experiencing or manifesting a different reality? I give you a personal example from my life, right? Many years ago, I used to live in a lot of stress, a lot of scarcity. I was operating from the perception that life is tough. I need to hustle, I need to work hard and then harder to make it. And when I would make it or make extra money, something would happen that would take a big chunk away. And so I would just live to have enough, just enough, just enough. And I just couldn't understand, why can't I catch a freaking break? And you see, when you're operating from that state, and this is what the world shows you, and you get all the evidence to support that belief system, it's very hard to outgrow that belief system, because what you believe, what you feel is true, and you have so much evidence to prove it, is all over your face, all over you. So when you are in the story, it's not easy to detach, to be like, oh, hey, it's just a belief, right? Because it's not just a belief, it's my experience. So how the F do I outgrow my current experience, right? And this is where people challenge me often when I tell that, when I work with my clients. I'll be like, hey, if you want the world to change, first we gotta go into the core, into the cause of like, hey, what is creating that perception? Because if you're waiting for the world to change, or your situation to change, or the money to come, or the job, or whatever, but you keep on holding to that old perception, life being a mirror will keep on reflecting the same thing, and you'll keep on asking yourself, why am I not getting what I want? So the first thing we have to do is realize that we are all wearing a set of glasses. We all have so much belief systems about everything. We have a relationship with everything. And based on the quality of that relationship, we're going to experience this aspect of reality in that way. So if you have a loving relationship with money or people and your job and your life and your health and your body, you're going to see that. You're going to feel that. Your mind, the confirmation bias, will show you evidence to support that. This is why I have a freaking belief here. I am freaking blessed, right? To be reminded every single day that I am blessed, that I am lucky, that my world always takes care of me, that everything always works out for me. This is the new belief system that I have ingrained, that I have conditioned, that I have built in my subconscious mind to get rid of the other one that wasn't working for me. But it wasn't like you click your fingers and you go from there to here. Right? There's a process where you have to break down the whole perception, especially if it's one of those core beliefs that defines your identity. So the key to change your life is not to point the finger to the world and want the world or people or the situation to change for you to then start thinking and feeling and being happy. That's what most people do, right? We project everything that pisses us off and we're like, it's their fault. But you have to start taking accountability, responsibility, and look inside. Look at the glasses, take the glasses, look at them, observe them. This is why self-awareness is so important. Go deep in your mind, find the root cause. How am I constructing the perception of my reality right now? What are the thoughts? What are the beliefs? Like, what is it in me that I keep projecting and creating on my world, that keep on creating the situation that I'm done with? When I started creating my business, this is a story I love talking about, because I was struggling to sell. I was struggling to ask for money. I was struggling to close the sale because I didn't like selling. The way I was seeing salespeople, it was this pushy, you're taking advantage of people. I don't want to be disliked. I don't want to be rejected. I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be seen in a bad way. So you can see that with that perception, when you're in business or in sales, it's going to be rough. Like, it's going to be really rough. Yeah? So whose fault was it? Was it the client or the market? Or was it my mindset that was completely misaligned with the reality I wanted to create? So you can see why you have to go first in your own mind and inner engineer what you want to be true in yourself, so you can then act it out in the world. So I had to create a deeper belief that selling is serving, that the only way I can help others and can help them grow and develop and transform is if I can sell my services, because people need me and people are happy to pay me. So you see, this is the idea, this is a transition. But first you have to take off your glasses, you have to look at how am I constructing my perception of reality right now. And then ask yourself, if I want to create something different, and you need to know exactly what you want, to create what I want, how would I need to see that thing, the world, the people, like whatever the context may be, how would I need to see those things differently? How would I need to see myself differently? Am I looking at myself through the lenses of poor me, I don't have the time, the money, the skills, or am I looking at myself through the lenses of, you know what, if I think I can do it. I have the talents, I have the ability, I have the time, I'm willing to put the work, I know I can do it. So you have to start becoming aware of the new story, of the new belief system that you need to anchor in yourself. And then you can visualize it, then you can use scripting, then you can use affirmation, you can use whatever you want, whatever works for you. There's so many tools. All the tools work. All the tools are designed to do the same thing, to convey that idea to your subconscious mind. So use whatever works for you. But I want to give you one more advice, one more tool, one more step to that tool that really works a lot for me. So when you're doing your visualization or your affirmation, here's something I invite you to do at the end of the day. Look for evidence that supports that new belief system. For example, if you want to create a new perception of the world that my world always takes care of me, start looking for 2, 3, 4 examples that happened during the day, evidence where this was true today. And look for the little things, right? Because if you're starting to look for big things, you might struggle. So if you have big things, great, but start looking for little things, because the more evidence you consciously find, the more it reinforces that new perception, that new belief that you're creating in your mind. So for example, my world is always taking care of me. So this morning, I'm driving back to the gym. It looks dark, big freaking cloud. It's gonna rain any freaking second. So I'm on my bike, and I don't like driving when it's raining. Nobody likes that. So I'm like, let's see, I hope I can make it home before it starts pouring down, right? And just as I get home and I go down and I park, it starts raining hard. My world always takes care of me. Then I go, I wanna order lunch. I get an extra 20% discount just for whatever reason. I get a voucher. How cool is that? So my world always takes care of me. So you can take little things like that, big things, little things, medium, it doesn't matter. Look for evidence that support that new belief system. If you look for it, you will find it. And this is how you can use consciously the confirmation bias, because over time, your mind will start doing it for you automatically, just like it does now, right? And then you will just go through life and looking at life completely differently. But when you start looking for evidence to confirm the new perception, the new belief system that you have, it just takes it and anchor it further and faster in your subconscious mind. Perception equals creation. Look at the way you see the world right now. Look at the way you see yourself right now. And ask yourself, how can I upgrade my perception of reality? What are the new beliefs that I need to have? Start affirming them, start visualizing that, and then look for evidence and stick with it. The biggest mistake that people make is that after 2-3 days they stop because they didn't see the breakthrough or the freaking quantum leap they're looking for. It doesn't work this way. It takes time to recondition your mind. If you've been seeing yourself for the last 20 or 30 years in a certain way, you don't just click your fingers and boom, magic happen, right? It takes time to create a new momentum. The mirror has a delay until the new reflection starts to appear in your life. So stick with it, condition that mind, and you will see more and more and more evidence to support that reality. Let me know what you think down in the comment. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Be well.